Hello, welcome to Baba Dolly Crochets. Today we're going to crochet a heart dishcloth. It measures about 9 inches by 9 inches approximately. And what we're going to need is we're going to need yarn, and we're going to use a super bulky, a medium set. It's a 6, and it says use a size 8 crochet hook. All right, machine washable and dryable, and it's in beautiful Valentine's Day colors. We've got a dark pink, a light pink, and a peach. And for it, we're going to need our 8mm crochet hook. So we're going to be using that. So it's got an 8 on it, and we're going to need scissors a little bit later. So let's get started. We're just going to put our yarn into a little container there, and we are going to get going. So we're going to start with our slip knot, okay, and we're just going to make it the same way we've made it on all my other videos. We're going to make a circle here just like that. We're going to slide that one underneath like that. Okay, so there we go, we've got that, and we just put our hook down, lift that up, put it over top, bring those two together and pull. Okay, and we're going to crochet 5 single crochets. So grab your yarn, bring it through. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to do 3 triple crochets in our very first stitch. Okay, so we can count that. That's our very first stitch there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to do that, we yarn over twice through our very first single stitch there, which will become our center. Grab onto the yarn, pull it through, and just get a little yarn there, and then we'll just grab our yarn, turn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2 again. Okay, I'm going to do it 2 more times. So yarn over twice, pull it through, and we've got 4 yarns on the hook. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2 again. And 1 more triple crochet. All right, yarn over twice, through the center, grab the yarn, pull it through, and through 2 again, and through 2 again. All right, so that's what we've got so far. All right, now we're going to do 3 double crochets. So we yarn over once through that same center and pull the yarn through and pull it through and pull it through 2. Okay, 2 more to go. And pull it through 2 and pull it through 2 again. And let's do that 1 more time. And pull it through 2 and pull it through 2 again. All right, so we're kind of starting to get the beginning of our half heart. And now we'll do 1 single crochet. Now the bottom point of the heart, we'll do a triple crochet. And the triple is also called a treble. So I'm calling it a triple. Okay, so we have 4 on the yarn, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2 again. Okay, and I just got a little piece of blue yarn there. That's just from another ball of yarn that it just speckled on. Okay, now we'll do a single crochet. Now we're just going to repeat on the other side what we just did on this side. All right, so we are going to do 3 double crochets. Okay, so 3 double. Oh, go through there. And another one. Okay, and 1 more. All right. Okay, and you can slide things down a bit. And again, just got a little speck from another little ball of yarn there, and we can just get that off. There we go. Okay. Just not sure that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're getting closer. So now we want to do 3 triple crochets again. Okay, so yarn over twice, through the center, pull through, and pull through 2, and pull through 2, and pull through the final 2, and we'll do that again. Yarn over twice, through the center, pull the yarn through, and through 2, and through 2, and through 2 again, and we just need 1 more triple. Around we go, through the center, pull through, through 2, and through 2 again. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And through the center we go, that same center, to do a slip stitch. Okay, and you're going to come right through that same one there. Okay, so basically what we have right now is we have a little heart. But we're going to continue on. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to do a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Now what I mean by that is we're looking at these top stitches here. So we're going to go into these 2 top. We're going to pull the yarn through. Okay, and we're going to do a little stitch there. And we're going to go into the next 2 top ones. All right, and it would be these 2 right here. And sometimes it's a little tricky to see, but it's the 2 top stitches is the 2 you're looking for. And just pull that through. Just what I'm not quite in there. So I need to get quite in there. There we go. Okay, and pull it through and another single. Okay, the next stitch will have 3 double crochet in the 1 stitch. So here we go. We're going to be in the next stitch, which is going to be this one. Okay, and sometimes you really got to find your little spot there where you are. And we're just about through. We want to make sure we get both the top ones. Okay, so really important. And there we go. Okay, so it's had to be a double. So I have to pull out. I gotta go back in here and wrap the first yarn on. And now we're gonna go in. Okay, and it's 1 and it's 2. Okay, so go 1 and 2. Okay, and we're going to do that again. So yarn over, and 1, and back into that same one. There we go. Okay, we're in the same spot. That's our second double crochet in there. And we're going to do 1 more. So yarn over, and in through that same single stitch there. And of course we've got 2 in there now, so it can get a little difficult to get back in there again, but we will. And there we go. Okay, so what we've got right now is we're starting the second round of the heart. Okay, there we go. Next stitch is going to have 3 double crochets again. So again, we're in the very next stitch, and the very next stitch is this one. Okay. Okay, and just getting my yarn just a little bit ready here. And here we go into this next stitch. And we're going to pull through. Okay, so it's 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so there we go. We're looking like that. Okay, the next stitch will have 2 double crochet in it. So here you are at your next stitch, and you're going to put 2 double crochets in there. Okay, and our next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets in it. There we are, and we're going straight into this one right here. So make sure you're picking up 2. You're taking both of them when you're doing that. Okay, now in the next 4 stitches, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to put 1 double crochet into each one of them. So yarn over, and here we go. That's 1 in that stitch. We go into the next stitch. Okay, and we go underneath both of those. Okay, and again, so that's 2. Here's our next stitch. Okay, just one moment here. There we go. Okay, and so you could always count. So we've done 1, 2, 3. So now we're just going to put 1 more into the next stitch. And that's going to go right in there. Okay, so where you are now is you're almost at your point. Okay, so at the bottom, we're going to do 1 double crochet into this next stitch here. We're going to do 1 double crochet. Okay, let me get into it. It will be this one here. So 1 double crochet, and in that same stitch, then we're going to do a triple crochet. So yarn over twice. We're going into the same one, a triple crochet there, and then in that same one, we're going to do a double crochet. Yarn over once, right into the same one, and we do a double crochet. Okay, so at this point, this is what you're looking like. We're down at our point. There we are. Okay, so now we're going to come back up the other side, and now in the next 4 stitches, we will do 1 double crochet into each one. So the next stitch is this one here. So we get under both of them. Just make sure you get under both. And by that, I mean there's 2 there to get underneath. Okay, so you're just right on that next top stitch there. Okay, so that's 1. Let's get to the next stitch. And the next stitch is this one. So just underneath both of them, a double crochet there. Okay, and then our next stitch is right there. Okay, so we're underneath both of them again. Okay, so now we've done 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do 1 more in the next crochet. So we're really just repeating what we did exactly on the other side. All right. Now in the next in this next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Just look where it is. It's actually right there. So we want 2 double crochets in there. Okay, and in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets in there. Okay, and we're looking good. We're looking good. Okay, now the next stitch, we are going to do 3 double crochets in the next stitch. And 1 more in there. Okay, so we got 3 in there. And now in our next stitch, we are going to do 3 double crochets as well. And there is our next stitch. Okay, we're right in there. So let's find out where we are. Okay, 3 double crochets. And sometimes it's a little difficult to get back into that one. It's a little bit of a tight stitch, but just line up and you will do it. There we go. Okay, and one more. Okay, and there we go. 3 double crochets into that stitch. There, we've got it. Okay, so now into the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. So get into your next stitch here. So we just get right underneath there. Okay, so it's one. We just want to get right underneath this one. Okay. Okay, so we just gonna have to get right into there. Okay, and we want to be right underneath that one as well. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're kind of right in between there. Okay, so there's a single crochet, and then we're going to get into the next one. Another single crochet. Okay, and there we go. Okay, and now we're going to go into the center part here, right at the top. We'll come right there, and we'll do a slip stitch. So what we've done now is we have finished row 2. Okay, so we've definitely got a nice heart. Let's just flatten it out a bit. There we go. That is that little thing. So what we can do, we can tighten our back. We can now pull that center, tighten it up. Just let's see how that looks. Yeah, so that really tightens it up nicely. Okay, so now we're going to start row 3. And in row 3, we're going to start with 3 single crochets. So we're going to go right here. Okay, let me just show you. This is our first one here. So we're going to do 3 single crochets. So 1 in each stitch here. So make sure you get into 2. Stay on the top of the 2. It's a little tricky here, but there we are. So you come underneath, you've got the 1, and you're going to come right through. Okay, the yarn just slipped off, but that's okay. And here we go. We go 1, and then let's go to the next one. Okay, and there we go, and that'll be 2. Okay, and we're going to do it one more time, and you can really see your two top stitches there, and there is 3. Okay, so that's what we're looking at now. And now in that next stitch, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So yarn over through that top, and we're going to do 3 in there. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, in your next stitch, you're going to do 1 double crochet. There's your next stitch, yarn over, and you're going through the next stitch, but you're taking the 2 of them again. Okay, so make sure you see that. There's the 2 of them. Okay, so you'll pull it through. Okay, and you're only going to do 1 double crochet in this one. The next one, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So again, here's your next stitch. Okay, so go through those 2. Okay, so there's 1, there's 2, and there is 3. Okay, so very important. Let's just take a look. Everything's looking nice. It's laying flat. Okay, so now in our next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets. Okay, so this is our next stitch here, and here we're going to do 2 double. So that's 1, that's 2. Okay, and the next one, we're going to do 2 double again. So find your next stitch. Okay, and right there under the 2 of them. Okay, and let's do, we did 2 double in the last one. There we are, 2 double. And now we need 2 double in this one. Okay, next one is going to have 2 double. Okay, okay, here we are. We need one more in that one. Okay, and the next one will have a double, 2 double as well. So go into the next top stitch and 2 double in there. Okay, so let's just check. So we got 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. And this is 3. So yes. So there was 4 stitches there. We wanted 2 double in each one. All right. Now, in the next 6 stitches, we are going to put a double into each one. So let's just count that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those 6 stitches, each one is going to get 1 double. So here we go. So 1 in there, 1 in there. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And this will be 6. Okay, so before we continue on, let's just lay it flat. Let's have a little look, and it's looking very good. Everything's looking good there. All right, now in that bottom point, again, what we're going to do in that stitch, we're going to do 1 double, we're going to do 1 triple, and and another double. That's going to go all into 1 stitch. So here we go, we're going into this one. So we want 1 double, okay, and then we're going to do a triple. So we're going to yarn over twice, same stitch. We're putting a double. This is for the bottom point of our heart. Okay, and 1 more time through, and then a double. Okay, so there you go. Now we're going to come back up, and just like what we did on the other side, the next 6 stitches, we will be putting a single crochet into each one of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to put a single crochet into each one. All right, here we go. So that's 1. Okay, next stitch. That's 2. Next stitch, that's 3. Next stitch, 4. Next stitch, 5. And the 6th one. Okay, so now we did 6 stitches there. Okay, and let's just see how nice and flat it's laying. And it is looking really nice. Okay, and just like we did then on the other side, in the next 4 stitches, we're going to put 2 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are going to have double crochets in each. They're going to have 2 doubles in each. Here we go. That's 1, 2. Okay, next stitch. We want to put 2 double crochets in it. Next, 1 more in that one. Okay, so that's 2. There we go. We got 2 in each there. And now let's go to the next one. So we want 2 in this one. Okay, and we got 2, we got 2, we got 2. That one had a 1, so we have one more stitch that we'll put a double. And one more. Okay, so we've done those 4. Okay, so let's just see where we're at now. All right, so in the next stitch, we're going to put 3 double. So here's your next stitch. We're going to put 3 double crochets in here. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Okay, and now the next stitch is going to have 1 double crochet. So 1 double crochet in there. Okay, and then your next stitch will have 3 double crochets. So here we go, 3 in the next one. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, there we go. Okay, and now in the next one, we're going to do we're going to do a single in 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3. Here we go. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do a final slip stitch here. Okay, so we come through the center, just at the top, underneath, come underneath and do a slip stitch. Okay, so let's just take a look. It looks just lovely. Okay, we'll turn our hook, and there we are. We're coming along just fine. Okay, so now the final one is just to do our fancy trim, our nice little like flower look, little fantail. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, and we're going to go into our first stitch here. Okay, and we're going to do a single crochet. So pull that through. So we're going to do 2. Okay, we're going to do another one in the next. In the next, we'll do another single crochet. Okay, so we've done 2. Now, in this next one, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now in the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. In the next one, we're going to do a single crochet. And in the next one, we're going to do a triple crochet. So that is the pattern we're going to be repeating all the way around. So it'll be a triple crochet in a 3 double crochets in 1 stitch. Then the next stitch will have a single. Next stitch will have a single, and then we'll do 3 doubles again. So now we're in the next stitch. We're just going to do a single. Next stitch, a single. And now the next one will have a triple, 3 doubles. See, we already got that kind of that shape happening. The nice little kind of border on the little dishcloth. All right. So the next one is going to have 3 double crochets. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and our next one, our next stitch, will have a single crochet. So here we go through that center, we come through, and it's a single, and then there's our next stitch right there. our next stitch, and it gets a single crochet. Okay, next one, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And it is very important to count. Very important to count here, because if you don't count, you may miss one. So you do want to count. You've got 3 in one of the stitches, then you go to a single and a single. So next one gets a single. Next one gets a single. And the next one gets 3 doubles. So we've got 1, we've got 2, and we've got 3. Okay, we're just going to move that back like that. All right, now next stitch gets a single. Okay, so here we go, it's single in there. Next stitch gets a single. And the next one gets 3 doubles. Now I have tested these out. Oh, they're just beautiful. They absorb the water nicely. They wipe the counters and everything so nicely. They rinse out very nice. So, and totally washable. Okay, so we've got 3 in there. And now, next stitch, we'll have a single. Next stitch, single. And the next one, we'll get 3 doubles. 1, okay, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, next stitch gets a single. Next one gets a single. Okay, and the next one gets 3 doubles, because we want to keep that nice look, that nice wavy pattern, right? To match the other side. Yes. Okay, so 3 doubles in this next one. And here we go. We're getting close to the end. Getting close to the end. And I haven't done my joke yet. So I always do a joke. So I haven't crocheted mittens, but one day we're going to do that too. But what do you call mittens you make for your sweetheart? Valentine's Day is coming. How about smittens? Just a little pun on words there. Okay, so this is our second double crochet, and here's our third. All right, next stitch gets a single. Okay, and next stitch gets a single. And the next one gets a 3 doubles. 3 double crochets in the next spot. There we go. So that's 1 and 2, 2 and 3. Okay, and next stitch we'll get a single. There we go, single there. Next stitch a single. And next one gets 3 doubles. That's 1, 2, and 3. All right, now what are we doing next? We are almost there. Almost there. We've got a little way to go yet. Let's just take a look how it's looking. Oh, it's looking very nice. That's looking beautiful. Good job. Okay, so we just did our 3 doubles. So next stitch is going to get a single. And next stitch is going to get a single. And the next stitch is going to get 3 doubles. Okay, that's 1, And that's 2. And that's 3. Okay. And next stitch, we'll get a single. And next stitch, we'll get a single. There we go. And our next one is going to get 3 doubles. That's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 3 there. Now on the next stitch, a single. Next stitch, a single. And the next stitch is going to get 3 doubles. So you certainly can slow down the video. You can stop, pause it. Okay, so that's 2 in there. Come back. All right, now the next stitch gets a single. Next stitch gets a single. And the next stitch is going to get 3 doubles. Okay, and there we go. So I don't know if I'd call this exactly a beginner's, but it's pretty close, With a little bit of patience and that, certainly a beginner can do this. All right, next stitch is a single. So go into the next one, and it's a single. Okay, make sure you're always getting 2 there, going right across those 2. Okay, and that's another single. Okay, we're almost at the top. We're almost at the end. You can see we're looking so much just like both are looking the same. Okay, getting that nice look on it. Okay, so we've done a triple and we've done a single and a single. So this next one is a triple. Here we go. Let's get back on our heart there. Okay, so triple here. No, it's a double. We're just doing 3 in there. Is what that's what I meant. So, okay, it's the same pattern all the way around for this nice sort of seashell look, you can call it even. Okay, so we did 1, 2, 3 in there, 2 singles. So the next one is 2 singles. Okay, so go into that next stitch, a single there, next stitch right there, make it a single. Okay, and we'll have room for, I think, 1 more seashell here. So we're going to do 1 more seashell. So 3 doubles in here. So that's 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, and now next stitch we'll have a single. I'm happy to say we're almost there. We're almost there. We're very close. All right. Okay, and now the next stitch we'll get a single. Okay, and now we're at the center. We're back at the center. We're there. You can always just lay it flat down to take a good look at it. What is it looking like? It's looking really fabulous. So here we go. And so we're going to do a slip stitch here. So just do a little slip stitch back inside, come through. Okay, and we're actually ready to cut. So we're going to cut this now. Take your yarn, cut about there, and we're going to do 1 more slip stitch right there. We're going to pull that yarn right through here. Okay, so pull it all the way out. We're going to pull it tight. Okay, and then we're going to take our hook, turn it around, and we're going to pull it to the back. Okay, so just come as close as you can to where that yarn is, and let's just pull it through to the back side. And there we are. We're on the back side, and what we're going to do is we're just going to knot these. Okay, now it's better because you're going to be wanting to wash these, so it's really good to just knot these well, is what we want to do. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to just latch, find a spot here. Okay, just going to come right here. Okay, and I'm going to pull it through. Okay, and then when I do that, you can see I've got a hole here. I'm going to take my other piece of yarn, I'm going to bring it through because I just want to make a really good knot here. Okay, and we're going to knot that. Okay, and we're going to do that with our center. If you haven't tightened it yet, tighten it really good. Okay, and pull that through. Okay, and again, we've done that. And what we're going to do is we've kind of pulled it through, and we're going to pull that right through there. Okay, and this now when you wash it, whatever, it's going to stay. It's not going to get loose. It's not going to untie on you. All right, and now you can just snip those both. Well, you know what? We could take that just a little step further. What we can do is just pull it through another one. It's really not necessary, but we can. We can bring this a little closer to this one, and what we can do is we can just knot it. You know what? I want it to be secure. It's going to go through lots of washings through the machine, so you want to make sure that it's really well knotted. So 1 and 2. And that is not going to untie, but 3, 4, good luck. There we go. And now we can just snip that off that. You might get a little bit of yarn, so you might not. So there was our original, and here's the one we just made. And they both look fabulous. They both look gorgeous. There they are. Okay. And I know you can do it. Just takes a little bit of patience, a little bit of time, but good luck, and I hope it turns out great, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.